So I went back to visit my college town yesterday for the first time in over a year. And there were some interesting things that I observed when I was up there that I want to share with you all. This week has been the moving in week for new college freshmen. So these 18, 19-year-olds, some non-traditional age college freshmen, are entering the scene, but most of them, of course, fall into that traditional age range. So I didn't at least realize at the time going up there to visit my college town, I didn't realize that this was the week slash weekend that parents are helping the college freshmen move in. The real reason I went up to visit was to see a old friend that I have not seen in over a year in person, but we stay very close over the phone. So I make my way up there, and as I'm waiting to hang out with him, I decide why not go and walk my old campus? That'd be a lot of fun, be a trip down memory lane. And ultimately, I was not there too long ago, really 2 years ago. So I'm walking around the campus. I'm seeing the new freshmen wide eyed, a little bit nervous, thinking back to myself 5 years ago, how that was me. And I got a little kick out of it. I didn't get a kick out of them being wide-eyed and worried. I got that. I understood that because I'd been in that position. I felt empathy for them, and I was also excited for them as well. But I got a kick just out of walking around, seeing the old sites, and being able to take things in. It's interesting. I'm not that much older. I talk like I'm an old man. Obviously, I'm not an old man. I'm in my mid 20s. But an interesting observation that I made being around college freshmen, even the mature ones, for their age, the mature looking ones. For one, they look a lot younger than I remember. But when I look back to myself 5 years ago, I had even more of a baby face than I have now. I'd like to think I don't have a baby face, but maybe I do. Some of you would probably beg to differ. Anyways, the way that the incoming college freshmen carried themselves physically in their speech as well was a lot different than I remember as a college freshman. But then I thought about it and I was like, no, I was exactly like that. Someone who didn't walk with a lot of confidence or authority, and somebody who was a little more timid in nature. And it's amazing within 5 years how much that can change. When you get out on your own, you start making things happen for yourself. The confidence that you gain and the way that that carries in your body language can be a lot different. And of course, there are some, attractive, not freshmen. There were some attractive freshman girls there, but there were just attractive college girls there. And I noticed that they were a bit more obvious in terms of looking over at attractive males that they saw. Whereas, in my experience, when people exit college, they become a little bit more covert. They might steal a glance over at someone they think is attractive instead of staring and being more giggly and bubbly. Part of me misses those days, but part of me is excited that I'm out of those days. So why do I tell this story about me going up to visit my buddy and walk around this campus and that I used to go to and make these observations? Well, it's because it got me thinking about today's topic. And it got me thinking about the importance of having your own brand. Sounds a little weird to say that, right? What does having my own brand mean? It sounds kind of strange. By having your own brand, I mean being your own person. Now, what's natural is these incoming college freshmen are coming into college. They're going to try to conform, right? Because this is an environment that they're not as used to at this point. They can't let their hair metaphorically down as much and let their true personalities shine through as much. I'd argue this is not the case. Conforming is not the case only for incoming freshmen. It's a problem of being in college. It's a problem of being not fully confident in yourself. Now, along the self improvement journey, I think the people who gain true confidence, not from external validation, but internally radiating out. I'm not saying that it's impossible to have if you're 18, 19, 20. It's very hard to have if you're 18, 19, 20. It's hard to have in your mid 20s. I don't fully have it. Again, it's a journey that never ends, right? We never get there. But I think by the point I'm 30, at least at my rate of trajectory, I can see myself really coming into my own. It takes a long time. It takes a long, long time. But the earlier that you start embracing yourself and your odd quirks, the better. The sooner that you can break out of the mindset of just trying to fit in to fit in, even if it feels horrible trying to fit in, even if you feel like you're not being yourself, even though you're risking potentially being outcast from a group, wouldn't you rather find that out earlier that you're not compatible with a certain group naturally when you're being yourself than being putting on this facade and being someone who you're not, but just doing what people expect of you to be included in this group? No. No, I've really been out of that. When I was still in college, I really got out of that. And there's a certain degree of isolation that comes with being someone who's fully confident of yourself, not fully confident, but is further ahead along the curve of truly radiating your own unique self. And a lot of people are not comfortable with that. I think about some of my work colleagues who aren't comfortable with that. And that's caused a little bit of a rift in our relationship outside of work. And again, because the learning never ends, I've learned I'd rather have a few people who maybe at work I can be have some of my quirks in an appropriate way, right? Because it's at work, and not worry so much about the other people who might think I'm weird for it. That's big. Being able to surrender the the feeling of needing to impress other people or fit into a brand or fit into a group. It's one of the things that I'm most proud of myself for doing, especially at a young age. And it's something that, and this is why I make the video, it's something you don't, at least not a lot of people, you have to be very self-aware and a bit of a deep thinker and constantly thinking about these kinds of things to sometimes think this up, right? Because you get lost in the chase of trying to be relevant and trying to be included in these groups that might, in all actuality, in all honesty, not be the best for you because you don't feel like you're being yourself. Let me turn off my little ringer here real quick. Undivided attention on the video. So when you have someone who tells you that it's okay, and I'm giving you all permission, I'm giving myself permission. Again, this never ends. I need to constantly remind myself. When I feel myself starting to be like, okay, maybe I need to dial this back a little bit. Sure, you need to dial some things back if they're to a degree that enough people are reacting negatively. That probably tells you that that could be a potential flaw or something that can be worked on. Maybe you can dial it back a little bit. Me, sometimes I get overexcited, for instance, in social situations that I become not chill. I'm like this right now, but to more of a degree, like I'm so excited to see you guys. Let's. And some people are like, dude, calm down, mellow out. I've learned to do that over the years. That's just an example. But I'm not gonna give that self up. I'm not gonna give that part of myself up entirely, just because I might not be cool because I'm uh, more balancing off the walls. I'm going to do that because that makes me happy and that's my genuine self. And if somebody doesn't like it, then I'm not saying middle finger to them or anything like that. I'm just saying take a step back and evaluate the significance this person or these groups of people have in your life. And if you decide that they're, in interacting with them, taking more of your joy away because you're having to work uphill. You're having to go uphill to impress them with what they want you to be. I would encourage you, I'm not going to tell you what to do. I would encourage you to reflect on that. That's all I'm going to say. So, with that being said, just wanted to put that in your guys' minds, right? With that example of when I went to visit my college today. Make sure that you are expressing yourself how you truly feel, and make sure you're expressing yourself in a genuine manner. And if you feel like you can't be doing that, you might be in the wrong place. You might be with the wrong group. You might be with the wrong people. So, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to sacrifice who you truly are to fit into something and impress people or a group of people you don't really care about that much? Have the bigger person mindset. It might be lonely while you're looking for another group that you fit better together with. But have some self-respect and allow yourself to be alone until you find that group where you can be more genuinely yourself. That's the ideal. Thanks for tuning in. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend. We'll talk soon. Peace.